welcome to Kate's Egg. Today I'm here in Milk River, Alberta with Matthew of KJM Farms, and we were just driving by and I was pointing out to my mom, oh my goodness, you have the same roller as us. So now you're taking me for a roller ride. And you're also a 17-year-old fourth-generation farmer just like me.
Yep, I'm the youngest of all my brothers, and we've been farming around here for as long as I can remember.
That's awesome.
I was just finishing up here on our barley stubble. We're rolling everything, and then just finishing up seeding.
What year was your farm homesteaded?
Around 1904-ish in
That's
this field
awesome.
here.
Very cool. And do you roll all of your fields?
Some we do, some we don't. It just depends on the crop.
Okay, yes, we mostly roll our pulse crops.
Yeah, we're pretty much only dry land. We only have a little bit of irrigation crops. All the irrigation we do is about grass seed, and that's about it.
That's really interesting. We don't have irrigation either.
Yeah, irrigation's pretty hard here since we get it shut off almost every year.
Yes. What's your favorite part of farming?
It's kind of tough. It's hard hours, but it's fun overall.
Definitely. What's your favorite job to do on the farm?
I would say rolling. It's pretty easy work and you don't have to do too much. It's a lot simpler than spraying. You don't mess anything up.
Yes. Do you have guidance?
Yep. For the most part.
That is so fun. I can't drive in a straight line to save my life, so you look at my roller tracks and it's like this.
Well, none of our fields are straight, so you kind of have to do it anyways, so.
Yeah. Guidance is fantastic, though.
If you can set it up right.
Yes, very true. Rolling can become quite bumpy, though.
It's not too bad here. We pretty much got everything, the most part, down, right?
Yes. How fast do you drive?
Depending on the field, like 7.5.
Oh, wow. Okay, so that's a bit slower than I was going. I was going around 8 to 10.
Yeah, we're kind of rocky here, and really just depends on the field. Here, I can go about 8.5, but for the most part, around 7.5.
That's awesome. Could you tell me a little bit about the drought situation happening here?
It's been off and on droughts for about a couple years now. It's been pretty dry and a whole bunch of people lost their crops. A lot of people are dependent on crop insurance, but for the most part, if you can get a good crop, it's decent.
That's really terrible. We've been having issues with drought as well.
Yeah, the last few years it's been fairly dry, but this year we got a bit of moisture for seeding.
What crops are you growing this year?
A lot of lentils and canola mainly.
Okay. We mostly do winter wheat and a little bit of barley. We're doing also some chickpeas this year.
We got some winter wheat over by Raymond, which is about half an hour away from here.
Oh, okay.
We're spread out about an hour and a half away from all of our fields, spread out everywhere.
Oh, wow. So that's quite a drive when it comes to harvest.
Yeah, we got stuff from the border to Raymond and kind of over by Foremost. So we're pretty much all over.
That's awesome. So what type of tractor is this?
John Deere 720R.
I can never remember the model number either. I just look at the color and know it's John Deere.
Pretty much, yeah.
What type of tractors do you mostly run on your farm?
Mostly Case, and for combines we do New Holland.
Ooh, that's awesome.
And then we usually demo about every brand that we can if we get the chance to. But we usually use Borgo drills.
Oh, wow, interesting. I don't know that I've heard of that.
We got 2 of them right now, and pretty much the same drill, so it makes it a lot easier doing 2 at the same time.
Yes, it does. We have a flex coil and a John Deere. Do you have pull between or pull behind?
Pull behind.
That's really nice then.
Yeah, it's been pretty good this year.
These are super fun tractors to drive. I love how you can control the speed just with your thumb.
Yeah, it's a lot easier than the manual shifting.
Yes, oh my goodness.
Way better to bale stack in, that's for sure.
Definitely. Do you have any cattle as well?
No, but my aunt and uncle do.
Oh, that's awesome.
We used to have cattle, but then we kind of strayed away from it and just went to farming.
Very interesting. Could you give us a little tractor tour?
Well, we got all of our own controls over here, our toolbox in case we break anything, and then my lunch kit filled full of food for the day. And then we got our roller back here, which is, for the most part, pretty good, just a pain backing up.
Yes, definitely. And this is the same type of roller we use. Do you double roll your fields or just do one time?
Just do one time. If we do overlap, it's only by a couple inches.
Okay. We double roll because yours aren't filled with water, correct?
No.
It's just, do you notice it pushes the rocks down well?
Yeah, but we run a rock picker through all of our fields for the most part.
Oh, you do? See, we don't have one of those, so.
Yeah, we run one before we roll and then dump all the rocks in a few piles that we got buried. And then last year we buried about 20 rock piles or so.
Oh, wow. That's really helpful then. A lot of manual labor, hand picking the rocks.
Yeah, it's a lot easier with an excavator and a rock picker, and you can just bury everything and be done with it.
Definitely. What is your part in the harvest?
Either rolling or just being a gopher and driving around, moving trucks and stuff.
Ooh, do you roll right after harvest?
No, not really. Or a grain cart driver,
do you do raking?
No. If we do hay, then we usually leave the bale in and rake into somebody else.
Oh, okay.
For the most part, we don't get too much hay, but it's all kind of straw usually for bedding and stuff.
Do you swath your crops?
Yep. Last year we had to double swath since we didn't get too much, but hopefully this year we shouldn't have to.
So it would have been your great-grandfather who would it kind of have been like homesteading?
Yep. They first started in that farm over there.
Oh, wow.
There was
That's awesome.
farmhouse over there and then a barn just over that hill. And then recently we just got rid of them since they were all falling apart.
Do you hope to farm in the future?
Hopefully, yeah. My brothers and I will probably end up fighting on who gets what land, but for the most part it should be good.
That's really great. What's your favorite part of agriculture?
Probably just learning how everything works and all the science behind it, since there's a lot more to it than you think.
It is. It's fascinating, and especially kind of what conditions of the soil cause the crops to really succeed or not, and all of the different equipment you have to have and the way you have to manage your farm in order to keep it going through generations.
Yeah. My brother right now, he did his ag science, and now he's working as an agronomist, and that's definitely helped a lot.
Oh, yes, I bet. So what is the aspect you're doing right now?
Rolling it all, putting the roller back together. So those latches there lock together, and then the wheels turn up, and then it should be ready to roll. So once you do that, then you're good to roll, and then rolling it back up, you pretty much just do everything opposite.
What are you rolling next?
Next, I honestly don't know. Kind of just get told where to go once it happens. It's not too much of a heads up.
So now you're putting the roller up on its travel wheels?
Yep.
I've never done this part. I have moved the roller, but I haven't put it up like this. Have you done any seeding?
Not too much, just a little bit.
I did seeding for the first time last winter, like last fall for winter wheat, and then I did a little bit of spring seeding, but I'm not doing the edges of the fields or coulees or anything yet, or rock piles or power lines.
It's pretty much rolled up now and good to go on the road.
That's awesome. So do you use the clutch with this one even though you don't have to?
For the most part, yeah, it's just how I've been taught.
Yes, exactly. That's what my family says too. Because then you get into something you need the clutch in and you forget it, and that's not a good idea.
Yeah, definitely a lot of force of habit, driving stick all the time.
Yes. Do you also drive semi-truck?
I don't have my class 1, but I can drive a semi.
Now in Canada, do you need do you have a farm exemption, or do you need some sort of certificate to drive to the elevator?
You can have your class 1, which gives you can pretty much drive anything like semis and such, but you can get your air brakes where you can't drive a semi, and then you can get a farm class 1, so then you can get hours training on a farm instead of training with an instructor. You can do it that way.
Oh, that's interesting. So as long as I have my driver's license, we don't need any other certification. We just have a farm exemption in Montana.
Yeah, in Alberta they stepped up with the rules a lot, and it's close to like $10,000 to get your class 1.
Oh, wow.
It's
So
a lot of work.
it's really hard for, I guess, kids on farms to be able to do that.
Yeah, that's why there's that ag program that you can do where you can get hours on the farm, and that's helped a lot.
That's great. And so when you have employees, you have to make sure they have that certification?
Yeah, it's a big deal, or else you can't really move trucks out to the field and stuff.
Gosh, that's really interesting. So that's a very big variation, even though our farms are not very far away from each other.
Yeah, we have a lot of DOTs that can pull you over, and if you get caught driving without it, you can get your license taken away. They're pretty strict on everything now.
Yes. And I guess that's for a good reason, but it's hard when you're on the farm.
Yeah.
And have you been seeing much agriculture in Montana?
A little bit, yeah. Mostly just around Shelby and Kalispell, around there.
How would you say it differs?
I don't know. Just a lot more acres to the farmer, and just the way that they farm is a lot different than we do. We do a lot of summer following and stuff like that.
Yes. We actually do summer fall in most of our fields.
Yeah, this year we didn't do it, but the last few years we have.
But I believe are more people in your area, I know our area, are starting to go back to back and just do crop rotation.
We personally been doing a lot of crop rotation, but we did a few soil samples and stuff to see the nitrogen levels and everything. So for the most part, we've been doing pretty good.
Do you do any cover crops?
No, not really.
We don't either.
The odd year we'll do it, but that's about it.
So very crazy request to see the same exact roller I drive on the road, but it was really enjoyable speaking with you. So thank you so much for being so gracious to take me in your tractor and tell me about your operation.
Oh, no problem.
Thank you so much for watching today's video. Make sure to like and subscribe to learn more about agriculture. Thank you again for watching. Bye!